Hello, hello. Welcome to a live edition of Dear Ron. I'm Cameron Ivey at Transcend.
And I am Ron DeJesus, Field Chief Privacy Officer, and we're live at the IAPP Global Privacy Summit in DC.
It's pretty exciting. A lot of stuff going on. We got some cool mugs.
Super cool mugs that are actually filled with coffee and heavy.
Yep.
So I'll be doing this a lot. But.
Oh yes, a little support. So Ron, you just spoke at one of your panels, How to Lose Privacy Tech in 10 Days.
Yes. Came up with that title all by myself.
Oh,
it's a millennial.
It's all yours. Did you get a website?
Did I get a website where? No, it came up. It was not Chat GPT generated.
Okay.
But it was a clever title, I thought.
It was clever.
Yes, on migrating off of privacy tech.
Yep, migrating off privacy tech. What's one thing that stood out to you from that you can kind of give the listeners?
Yeah, a lot of people were asking for advice on how to actually migrate off of their existing legacy platforms. So I had a really incredible panel.
Yep.
Adora from Yum Brands, Jeanette from WorldPay, and then also moderated by Alan, who's a really good friend of mine. But we had a ton of great insight from privacy leaders on, what are the tips and tricks to help with a smooth migration. So things like, making sure that you get the buy-in of your executive teams, making sure that you have the proper budgets, ensuring collaboration cross-functionally. So it was a really great panel, supported by our use of Slido, which is really cool way to generate questions on screen, which you help with. But thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it was a very well thought out panel. I thought it was very intriguing. So, Ron, there was a lot of good interaction from some of the crowd. Can you kind of share what maybe questions stood out to you?
Yeah, I thought there were a lot of good questions, particularly from one attendee who asked, when it comes to the promises that vendors make around features, how does she actually make sure that they're basically, keeping their promises? And I said, first of all, great question. And I think one way you can do that is through the actual contract itself. So making sure that the vendor integrates into the contract language that they will have X feature by, Q4 of whatever year it is. So making sure that that's integrated into contractual language, I think is just your best bet. So yeah,
I like that. So any last words that you kind of want to give some of the listeners, kind of what you left everybody with in that conference?
Yeah, my actual last point of guidance for folks was actually to make sure that they understand the support structure from these vendors. Mm-hmm. So again, we're at the IPP, there's a bunch of vendors here. Make sure you ask them, how they support you, what their SLAs are, and make sure that they align with your expectations. Are you expecting a response within 24 hours? Mm-hmm. Is it by email? Is it by Slack? Are they integrated with your internal comms? So I think that's a really important takeaway for the folks, and I think that was really well received as guidance. So.
Yeah. It was such a fun talk. I enjoyed it myself. But yeah, I think we can drink to that.
Let's drink, Cam, with the actual coffee.
And we'll see you guys next time.